Hello YouTubers, hello Facebookers, hello Twitters, hello Instagrammers, and everybody around the world. Today we're gonna really realize one system that is gonna blow you the brain away. You are in it, you are in a society, you are in a community, you want to build a couple, how it's work. We're gonna look what is a PRORUFREEKI system to get freedom, to build up your community in freedom, and how to keep freedom, love, and creativity in your community. So what is protection, rule, freedom, killer? Nobody wants to have the freedom killed. Everybody wants to be protected. They don't want rules, but rules protect sometimes. How you get trapped in this system? Watch it. For example, you have a creative person who arrives in a place. This person speak to B. Here. Up. They speak to B. If A and B are alone, B will answer a little bit positively to the idea of A. But imagine you have a witness. This witness is what we name a srach. A srach is a savior who wants to resolve a conflict that he creates himself. How it's happened? C is not happy from what A say to B. So this one send anger to A with power 3, for example. And he send the energy of anger. He pretend to save B, but energetically is anger, a lot of anger. So why anger is so bad? Because a person respects herself in saying, this is not right what you're doing. Yeah. Okay, you see, it's right. You're saving, so you think it's a good idea. But to understand this system, you need to know what is the impact of the emotions on each person. So an emotion is an energy. How it is an energy? For example, you go to police. I hope not you, but some people go to police, and the police want to know if they say the truth. So they have two wires here, and you have a liar detector. You go to the doctor, you put something here around your brain, and you have these diagrams that show you what activity you have inside of you. The heart is the same. So it means we are purely electrical. An emotion is also electrical. So electrical, it's mean is like telephones. We are feeling this emotion, we are vibrating like a telephone, and we send this emotion to somebody else, this energy. So you're gonna say energy is what we are feeling. The energy is the human energy. For example, each time I'm gonna speak about energy, it's human energy. It's not the sun, it's not anything else, it's just human energy. And it's very important to know the impact of this emotion. For example, I ask you a question. Can you say beautiful words when you are with a lot of hate inside of you? No. I'm gonna say, that face. Okay? Can you say you love somebody when you are very sad? No. You're gonna say you miss her. Resentment. You say something? No, you hold it for you. So you see, each emotion, for example, somebody who is depressed, you're gonna express the words that correspond to their own energy. So now, the example is, when somebody vibrates one energy, he vibrates unidirectional to A. 80% of the energy go unidirectional to A. But 20% of the energy go to B, and maybe to other people around. So this person have an impact here, for example, on D. It means D is a group. Here is a group. What you think then this person here, D, think after the action of C, the stretch? They will not feel the same as before. So now they are feeling a little bit the same thing as C. they are feeling something with the psychology of the energy. It's mean anger. So they are a little bit also angry against who cannot be angry against this one, because this one represents a dominant animal. So they try to find a solution. So they say, oh, it's A who speak first. So it can be a little bit anger here. And the group send also to B. So B on beginning, it could be positive, and now is really feeling bad. He's in resentment, in energy of, you don't know what to do. If you ask him what you feel, B, he's already feeling bad. You don't know how to do. So what's happened if the authority arrives? The authority, maybe, for example, he arrives here, in the middle. Let's say, what's happened here? It's not normal. What's happened here? What's a mess? And somebody of a group or C says, oh, it's when he speak, and is something happen here. Okay, don't worry. I'm the authority. I'm rolling this place, and that cannot continue. We have to work. We have to manage. You have to be focused and objective. So what happened? Oh, you want to build a community. Oh, that's okay. You know the mess now. It's turning around. You are already in a community. Why you want to leave? Okay. So hey, you can stay here, but from now on, don't speak about things that create a problem. Don't speak anymore about creating a community. Okay? So you are welcome. So, not everybody is feeling good now, because he will not activate anybody. So, authority asks, don't speak anymore about community. It means he create a new rule, protection, to protect the group. But this protection this rule is a protection that kill the freedom. Protection rule, freedom killer. In putting one rule to everybody lose a little bit this freedom of speaking about this community. So communities was just an example, but the system worked like this. Communities will work like this. Many communities work on the power of srach. They're bringing a problem in the anger they bring. There are always good ideas in saving that and saving that. The ideas, if you listen to them, they are right. But the mess is the energy that manipulate the thoughts of other people. Because inside of us, we have a little bit everything. So it's gonna direct to the bad side of the situation. So what happened to save this situation? To don't make a PRORUFREEKI, you need a fireman. This fireman arrives, and what you do? The principle is to make work the srach, to send some water to relieve this pressure. And the fireman is not so implicated in this story because he knows already this PRORUFREEKI system, and he say, okay, I know how to do it. And he gonna listen C. So he say F, the fireman ask to see how it's going on, how you feel. So the fireman need to help this srach to put all the fire out, and one moment is a possibility for the srach to go back to himself. It's what the fireman use. So the firemen have a wonderful tool, is the mirror ball. Some people say that is a victim power killer. Why that? The fireman gonna listen, see, stretching, it means sending this anger, this hate, but in condition, then C will go back to himself, because inside of himself is something with pain, and C project, then A is speaking to this one. So before the problem arrived, he tried to defend this one, but in name of himself. Here you see, the savior wants to resolve a conflict, and he creates him or herself. And you can see with this system, then one person vibrates a lot of anger, and at the same time it influences the system of belief of the other persons, the thoughts, interpretation that they have about hate. So it's a kind of lynch system. If somebody here, it was obvious that this person speak loud with anger, but imagine in a society, in a company, somebody is very angry, but he don't express it. So these emotions going around, and everybody is influenced by that. because if you feel a danger inside of us, we block. We don't agree with the person who just speak. So that's a huge manipulation. A here say, for example, oh, please, you told already this story 5 minutes ago, and you have so many stories. Can you tell another one in place to repeat the same one? And B say, okay, but what's happened? C, stretch and say, what you thinking you are? It's because you are in your house, then you try to limit the freedom of other people. You think that's right? You know, that's not normal. You know, you are really a guy, then I knew that you was something really. How can you speak about freedom if you want to limit it all the time the freedom of other people? I'm really upset at that. And I think I'm gonna go away with it. And so, this one saying that, how you think the group feel when somebody say, so with so much anger? And how you feel now? B say, okay, maybe it's true, I will tell my story, but you don't know anymore what to do. The authority arrived because he's the owner of the place, and you know, I'm belonging here, that's my place, what's a mess here? You know, the pedestrians, the neighbors, they say, what's a mess here? You want? I accept that it's not possible. So what happened? Hey, okay. Hey, what's happened? But hey, don't limit anybody anymore, because you are not here to take freedom away of people. Okay? And I will be here to make you that respect. Freedom is very important. Don't say that anymore. Everybody say, okay, the peace came back. So you have another PRORUFREEKI. This new rule is don't limit anybody. In name of limitation, in name of respect, you put another rule. So this rule, the name of it is PRORUFREEKI. How many times you work like this in your life? Okay? So the only way is the mirror ball guy arrive, and you're gonna see stretch. But if the group know the system of the mirror ball, we are saved. You don't need, firemen need to act before the authority arrive. Otherwise you are done. Because everybody accepts this new rule, because at this moment it was so easy. Huh? It's more easy than to make work somebody who is pretending saving somebody. The stretch is very difficult to go back to himself and to look then in reality it's its own beep. Okay, so the authorities, the principal goal is to have peace in a group, and he pretend to save principally the listener, the person who listens. And the fireman, in doing this mirror ball, he pretends to be the everything. It pretends to be the projection from what the Srach do. The Srach won't have a good intention to save B. But the problem is the anger that he put on it. He can express himself, but the manipulation comes from the anger. And the anger will manipulate the other people because they are afraid. And the Srach have a lot of anger because he put himself in a position of B, and in reality he had something difficult inside of him. So Srach is fighting for injustice and love. But when he sends anger, it's not love. And also a question is, why this Srach attacking A and not defending B directly? Why? Because that came from a big pattern on the school, because on the school we are, like we say, vertical, from the student to the teacher, from the student to the teacher, all the time. And you don't have the attitude to help us horizontally. It means our student, to our side, we don't have the attitude to help our student, our friend aside. So you need to destroy the authority and to change authority to be able to help B. So what are you going to do now? Because you work horizontally and you are in a group where it's freedom. So the Srach in place to attack A all the time, try to find a solution to help B before make a victim check. What is a victim check? This one, the Srach as a savior, pretend that this one is the victim. So check if this one really feel bad in place of attacking this one. So the C, the Srach, need to make a victim check. What's a victim check? Simply B, how you felt when A say that to you. And it's very important, this one I need to hold the anger then he have to don't manipulate B. That's not easy. So you need to ask the question very naturally. Otherwise, you're gonna make this one think differently. That's a manipulation of the emotion. So if C don't want to listen, if C won't continue to Srach, what you gonna do? So all this energy is manipulating all the group. The group cannot feel free to express vulnerability. Vulnerability is expressing the feelings inside. So you have a real problem. And Creators Game have a solution for that. Let's join the movement of the mirror ball. It means everywhere you go, if you see somebody with this mirror ball, it means you can share something difficult, but the condition is after they're gonna mirror you back. So you're not gonna be the victim putting shit all everywhere you go. You know? Oh, he's done me this, he's done me this, you know? And this is a victim power killer. Because the victim pretend to be a victim and they send this energy bad about somebody else. But don't tell. So, keep in touch. creatorsgame.com.
With this system, you keep the freedom from the group.
Yeah.
And the Srach, the person who was Sraching, yes, see, also he gets or she gets more freedom because she realized something about a pattern she had inside, and so she could resolve this pattern.
And so repressed anger is resentment, and you're going to see where it is in the Creators Game board, and that's helped to understand. Because if she stays in resentment, all the group is paralyzed, and the freedom, we cannot really laugh when it's this kind of situation. So these persons are creating, in a way, the same system of belief around her. They cannot be happy. Nobody could be happy with a repressed anger inside. It's even worse than anger, because anger you can explode and after is relieved. But repressed anger, resentment, that stays for ages. And the group is hanged. So that's what we are speaking in Creators Game about, energetical security. If it's one person who don't want to be there, very angry, is a conflict, is a problem in a group. So for example, A estimates the energy of B. And C says, this is not an estimation, it's a boxing, it's a judgment. Who you think you are to see inside of somebody else? Why you say that if this person is hungry? She didn't say anything. Why do you want to say that? You know, you bring the mess, you know, because now this person is crying, you know? You didn't ask her. And so all the mess start again. Authority arrived, never speak anymore about the estimation of somebody else. In reality, everybody now who plays the Creators Game have a mirror ball, because we play these roles all the time. We change the role all the time, and one we are A, another time you are B, and sometimes you are Sraching. Each time you have something difficult inside of ourselves, straight away you want to be the savior, you want to be the Srach, to liberate that. But you do it in the name of somebody else.
A means Angelo, yeah? And now you said...
Serious question.
now you said A makes takes the mirror ball, not a fireman. It's also possible if it's not too tense between A and C.
Yeah.
And I pretend to know sometimes many things, but the other day I saw in a festival a guy dancing like a crazy and he had a mirror ball on the side. Oh guy, he is doing that for me, you know, because at this moment I knew that I was projecting on him, but the mirror ball remember me. Everything I put out is inside of me. So I take it back and say, oh yes, I know, now I recognize that I have a difficulty to do the same as him. So what I did, I replaced. I got to dance with him like crazy. And I was so happy, I go over my fear. And going over my fear, I win a freedom point. That's it. Final goal is to have your mirror ball. Each time you are not happy, look to it. What are you projecting to the world? The world is bad, the world is dead, you know?
I just thought it would be great to have a band like this and thing like this and walking around
like
all
the
the
fish
time.
in the deep sea.
Yeah. And I pretend to know sometimes many things, but the other day I saw in a festival a guy dancing like a crazy and he had a mirror ball on the side. And I say, oh fuck, he's sorry. Oh guy, he is doing that for me, you know? Because at this moment I knew that I was projecting on him, but the mirror ball remember me. Everything I put out is inside of me. So I take it back and say, oh yes, I know, now I recognize that I have a difficulty to do the same as him. So what I did, I replaced. I got to dance with him like crazy. And I was so happy, I go over my fear. And going over my fear, I win a freedom point. So let's join the movement of the mirror ball. It means everywhere you go, if you see somebody with this mirror ball, it means you can share something difficult, but the condition is after they're gonna mirror you back. So you're not gonna be the victim putting shit all everywhere you go, you know? Oh, he's done me this, he's done me this, you know? And this is a victim power killer. Because the victim pretend to be a victim and they send this energy bad about somebody else, but don't tell. So, keep in touch, creatorsgame.com. Feel you hungry? The scratch is...
No.